He has a beard and he plays the drums. He plays guitar with his right thumb. It's Learning Music with Richard.
Oh. What? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Well, welcome. I bet you're here for a lesson. I got a good one for you today. It has to do with time signatures. What are time signatures? Well, time signatures are what tell us beats per measure. And that's a tricky thing to understand if you don't know what I'm talking about. I think I can better explain it with this. Let's use the iPad to help us understand time signatures a little better. Oh, whoops, that's a picture of me stomping on a house with some birds in the sunlight. Sorry about that. Time signatures. In music, you'll see things that look similar to this. 4/4 might be a C, or a C with a line through it, or 2/2, or 3/4. These are called time signatures. They tell us how many beats per minute and which note gets the beat. And we use this to have a rhythmic feel to a song, to keep all the musicians in the same time, to organize our music a little better. Let's break this down a little bit. So usually in music you have a clef sign. I'll use the bass clef. I like the bass clef. It's my favorite. So on my bass clef, afterwards, I'll have two numbers usually. In this instance, we'll do 4/4. Now, that may look similar to a fraction, right? But it's not. What this is our time signature. When a musician sees this, they go, all right, I know what time it is. 4 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat. So the top number will tell us how many beats, and the bottom number will tell us which note. So in this instance, the quarter note is the note, and the number of notes is 4. How did I get quarter note? Well, I'll show you. So this is where our mathematics comes in. We're going to be doing fractions again, and this is where it gets confusing. So in a fraction, 1/1 is 1 whole. And in music, that makes, when you have one note in a measure, that's called a whole note. Half in math it's 1/2. And in music we have a half note. Quarter note. Eighth note. Sixteenth note. The bottom numbers, denominators of these fractions, are the same as the bottom number of a time signature. When using time signatures, you can only use those bottom numbers for the bottom. So a time signature can only have a 1 on the bottom, 2, 4, 8, or 16. Technically, you could have a 32, 64. Sorry. I got my numbers backwards. 64, and so on, and so forth. However, these are not very common, and frankly quite silly. The most common you will see are these three: 2, 4, and 8. The one is very rarely used because it's a whole note per measure, and you can simply write music, organize music a little better than just one note per measure. The 16 is used a little more for some slower songs that might require a lot of notes in a passage. It may be easier to write it that way. But these are our most common bottom time signature numbers: 2, 4, and 8. So we could see a 2-4. We could see a 3-4. We could see a 4-4. You could see a 16-4. An 11-4. Whatever the music needs. The top number can be any number you want, as long as it's positive. 1 and onward. The bottom number has to be either the 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. There are simple time signatures, and there are compound time signatures. A simple is going to be something like 3-4 or 4-4. Compound will be something like 9-8 or 12-8. These are all pretty common in music, but starting out, for most music, we'll be in this range. You might hear 12-8 and 9-8 in certain things. They might feel like this might feel like a 3-4, or this might feel like a 4-4, but it just depends on the style of music. Now I'm going to talk about feel, and to do that, I'll have to demonstrate on the drums. Take it away, Richards.
Thanks, Richards. Let's talk about time signatures and how we use them. Some musicians will use a certain time signature to get a feel for a song. For example, in 4/4 time, our feel is going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our steady beat. Our 3/4 time will feel a little different. We take one of those beats out, and it changes how we feel the song. 2/4 is going to feel a lot like 4/4, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Because mathematically, it's only half of the measure. There could be more complicated time signatures as well. Things like 5/4 or 7/8, odd numbers that don't quite match or aren't quite symmetrical. So, for example, 5/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Has a different feel than 4/4. You can do things like 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which has two sets of threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You can do 7/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hopefully you get the idea. When you change the number of beats in a measure, you change the feel of the song. You change the rhythms. You change where your feet are going to go when you dance. It's an interesting way to change music and to make things feel a little different. Well, I enjoyed teaching you today, and I hope you enjoyed learning. Have a great and wonderful day.
He has a beard and he plays the drums. He plays guitar with his right thumb. It's learning music with Richard.